Welcome everybody to another edition of the Wrestlebuddy Raw Recap with yours truly, the Drip King, Jimmy Baby. And I'm here to let you know what the haps was, so let's get going. The show kicking off a little bit different this week. Becky Lynch. No men's world champion, we got the women's champion, and she's kicking the show off. And basically what we have here is Becky comes out, Doudrop comes out, Bianca Belair comes out, Liv Morgan comes out, and it just sets up the tag team match that we all knew was happening. It's the big match they promoted for tonight. Can they coexist? Newsflash, they don't. They don't coexist. Bianca and Liv, for the little bit of match this was, they coexisted just a little bit. But Becky, Doudrop, no coexisting at all. None of it. Not like Becky's husband, Seth, and KO, who completely coexist. Becky, Doudrop, not at all. Becky ends up hitting the manhandle slam on Liv, but Doudrop says, "You ain't getting the victory when I'm in town." Splashes on Becky, pulls her over to the corner, tags herself in, goes in, pins Liv. 1, 2, 3. Let me know I am the real deal. I'm in charge here. Then afterwards, she drags Becky Lynch into the corner and hits her with the Doudrop drop. Whatever it's called, the Doudrop drop, I don't know. The Doudrop, that I don't know. She hits her with it, Becky's hurt. That's the segment. Doudrop stands tall. Bianca's somewhere, I don't know. They just keeping her away from any of this nonsense, just so that she's not dragged down a little bit. That was a segment. It was faster than the normal segments that start these shows off. I would like to see this match go a little bit longer. It just didn't seem to get time to breathe. You can skip it. I told you what happened. The main thing here was the Doudrop stood tall over everybody. But that's that. After that, we go to the back, and you got Reggie and Dana. They're talking to Edge and Beth. And he's like, "You think I got a chance, Edge?" And Edge's like, "Yeah, no chance in hell." But he's like, "Oh man." So he goes away. Then Damian Priest comes up. Edge and Damian Priest talk for a minute. He's like, "Hey, I'm in the Royal Rumble, maybe give me some pointers." Edge starts giving some pointers. Then Edge and Beth go away. And then after that, Kevin Owens walks up, and he's wearing this flashy little tie, so you know the KO show's coming up next. And then him and Damian Priest start talking about the match coming up, yada yada yada. And that's that. That's the whole thing. Nothing special happens here, nothing of any importance. Just let you know that we're getting a Kevin Owens Damian Priest match. Sign me up. Thank you very much. After that, we go to commercial, we come back, and the KO show is on right now. Who's the special guest? His best friend, Seth freaking Rollins. Breaking my heart. I'm telling you right now, breaking my heart. Sami Zayn is at the house watching this going, and I feel for the man. We all know that Kevin Owens' best friend, Sami Zayn, not Seth freaking Rollins. Maybe his really, really good friend, Seth Rollins, not his best friend. Come on. Anyway, Seth Rollins comes out. They hyping up the match between him and Roman, and then the match with him later tonight with Seth and Bobby. And then Kevin Owens gives a nice line, says, "We all know Roman's ahead of the table with his little shtick, but we know that it was you that set the table, Seth." You're right, Kevin. After that, Damian Priest comes out, basically says, "I'm in the Royal Rumble. You shut up. Kevin, our match is next." And then somewhere there, Kevin Owens dropped the monumental, what was it? It was a earth-shaking, shattering Rumble, whatever, announcement. He's in the Royal Rumble. Seth Soderbergh goes, "Oh, I can feel the earth shaking from this." That was the announcement. Kevin and Seth chemistry's off the charts. I'll watch them all night. They're good stuff, much like the Randy Riddle stuff. Just fantastic stuff. After that, go to commercial, come back, and news alert. He's been gone for the past few weeks, but the man is back on a mission. Veer is coming. He's back, baby. He's back. I know we've been missing him. We've been missing him. But he's back on track, and he's back to coming to Raw. Just so you know, they threw that in there. We go through that, and we got Damian Priest, Kevin Owens. Great match. Watch it. I'll let you know the ending. Very surprising. Damian Priest finally takes his first pinfall loss tonight. Kevin Owens, he was selling a leg injury. The ref's trying to do something. Trainer comes over. Damian Priest's like, what the heck? Not paying attention. Then Kevin Owens says, gotcha. Kicks him, stunner, 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest takes his first loss. It's a big deal, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. Kevin Owens is a main event guy. Damian Priest held his own with him. He looked good. It was almost like a test to see if Damian Priest is ready for that next level, in my opinion. He did a great job with Kevin. Taking a loss to Kevin Owens is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. After that commercial break, we come back, and it's time for the graduation ceremony for Alpha Academy. Chad Gable, Otis come out. They're in valedictorian gear with the graduation caps, the whole 9 yards. Chad Gable doing his promo work, the stuff that he's been getting so much better at it. Very entertaining stuff. Introduces Otis as the valedictorian. Otis gets up, says, we're the champs, nobody's beating us, nobody's messing with Alpha Academy. Out comes Riddle. He's got his own cap and gown, and he's reading the little thing. This boy, it's entertaining stuff, it's fun stuff. I suggest to watch if you like the entertainment aspect of Raw. If you don't, you like just the straight wrestling and yes, you can skip it, whatever. I personally enjoy it. I think a lot of people enjoy it. It basically comes down to Chad challenging Riddle. He said, I challenge you to an academic competition. And Otis is like, oh. And then Riddle's like, of course we accept. You mean like Billy Madison? Blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. Nice little thing here. At one point, Gable's like, you can't even define rematch. And then Riddle's like, you mean like, yeah, I could define it. It's like when you have to light something twice. Nice, I like it. I always like when they put that little bit in there. It's always fun. At one point, Gable sends Otis at Riddle. Riddle's like, hold up. Randy comes in, RKO's Gable. Otis turns around, Riddle attacks him from behind. They get in. Randy puts on the cap and gown, and they accept the academic challenge. If RK Bro wins, they get the tag title shot. So you can clearly see the writing on the wall. RK Bro's winning it. They're going to the Rumble tag team match. With that said, I don't know Riddle and Randy's gonna be in the Royal Rumble, and I kind of bummed about that. I had high hopes for Riddle, but it is what it is. That's the way she goes. Commercial break. Come back, and we got an Austin Theory versus Finn Balor match. Really good match. Nothing spectacular, but a real solid TV match. Austin Theory getting the victory here. Clean, if I remember correctly. It was no funny business. He just beat him clean. Took his little selfie. Then afterwards, he's like, I'm not done. He beats on Finn Balor some more, hits him with his move again. Then he goes, gets the camera, and he says, I'll take another selfie. Yep. And that's what it was. Austin Theory moving up the ranks, impressing people more each week. It's happening. And Austin Theory, they're pushing him a lot faster than I thought he would. I didn't know he'd be getting up clean victories on Finn Balor at this stage right now. But it is very good to see. I look forward to Austin Theory's big year. 2022 is going to be about Austin Theory. Commercial break, come back, and we're going to go to a Rhea versus Nikki match. Rhea had an interview in the back before talking about I couldn't keep up. I'm sorry. If I couldn't keep up. One of the biggest Raw fans there is. If I can't keep up with it, you probably don't need to keep up with it either. Nikki had one earlier. She's talking about how she's the superhero and Rhea didn't believe in her. And it stretched on way too long. So again, if I'm not into it, you probably don't need to waste your time with it. So they get the match. They're about to start the match. Out comes Queen Zelina, Carmella, and they basically tell Rhea, you're welcome. We pushed Nikki over the edge. This is what's happening. We saved you some trouble. Now you need to do what's right for yourself. Yada, yada, yada. Nikki Ash takes his time to just sneak attack Rhea, beat her up, leave her laying on the side, stand tall, almost superhero. They don't even get the match started. Rhea looked like she was good to go, but they didn't even start the match. Saving it for another day, probably Rumble, if I was to guess. And that was it. Commercial break, come back, and we get some 24/7 segment nonsense. No belt switching or anything, just them all watching Dana and Reggie talk about his match with Omos because they know he's about to die. So, yep, that's what happens next. We get an Omos Reggie match, and it goes exactly how you would expect it to. Omos dropping him, standing on 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's all Omos is going to be doing from now until WrestleMania. Guarantee it. This man is probably in for a very, very big match for WrestleMania. If I had to take my guess, I have a hunch this man is going to be in one of the main event level matches. Not the main event level. One of the top 4 matches of the nights. 2 nights. That's my opinion. And they're going to keep having him do this to everybody up until WrestleMania. That's for another time though. We come back, and early in the night, we had Maurice send a letter to Beth talking about, I want to meet you in the ring, just you, nobody else, just me and you so we can talk. Edge is like, that's a trap, I'm going out there with you. So we get to the segment, Beth and Maurice, they chit-chat back and forth. Then Maurice comes in the ring. Edge gets attacked by Miz, but he easily just manhandles Miz. Beth, she turns around, she's like, what's happening? And at this time, Maurice had a purse, smacks her over the back of the head, and then leaves. That was the plan the whole time. Miz and Maurice, they're walking in the back, laughing and celebrating. They pull out a brick from the purse. They clearly planned the whole thing. Maurice was all like, I don't want the match to happen. And Bez's like, this match is going to happen. I'm going to smash you. But yeah, Maurice playing dumb the whole time. She's very, very good at working the crowd. And yeah, she did this segment perfectly. It's the first segment of this feud that I've actually paid attention to and actually been invested in. So good job, Maurice. Very good job. After that, put back Street Profits Mysterio promo talking about they're going to be working together, but at the Rumble, it's a man for themselves, yada, yada, yada. Pumping up the Royal Rumble, pumping up the match. The Street Profits know how to bring the energy, and when they come on, I feel like I'm revitalized because I could just feel the energy Montez is just projected out into the universe, and I'm like, okay, I'm up, I'm ready to go. Commercial break, come back, and it's the Street Profits and Mysterios versus Dirty Dogs, Apollo, and Commander Aziz. Nothing special of a match here. Your typical 8-man tag match. If you've seen one, you've seen pretty much all of them. Montez hits the sky high frog splash on Apollo. 1, 2, 3. They celebrate. Mysterios come in, throw him over the top rope, say, ha ha ha, we told you. And then as Dominic's going, woo, 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 Ray flips him over. He's last man standing. I like it. They're teasing the Dom Ray dysfunction. That's definitely happening this year at WrestleMania. So that should be something to keep your eye on at the Rumble. Then from there, what we got is a Brock and Bobby hype video. And if you know anything about WWE and the videos they produce, it's fantastic. Just watch it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Just watch it. Brock, Bobby. If you weren't sold for some strange fucking reason at this point, watch the promo video and you're going to be hyped again. It's good stuff. That's what I'm going to say. We come back and it's showing Miz and Maurice leaving. Miz talking about, you know, I love my wife. It's her birthday next week. We're going to throw a celebration. It's clearly setting up probably for another stupid brood bath. Because that's what Edge does now for whatever reason. Just brood baths everybody. They might surprise me. They might not do that. They might go do something different. But the birthday celebration is clearly going to get ruined and all that by Edge and Beth. That's for next week. We do another Alexa Bliss visiting the doctor segment. Very mild compared to last week's. And last week's wasn't even that special. Alexa does a snap this week. She just scares the doctor away, and then she sits down and calms down. That's it. I told you what happened. You don't need to watch it unless you just miss seeing Alexa Bliss on your TV. Go watch it then, but there was nothing special at all. Main event time, you got Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley. It was a solid match. But with Seth taking on Roman and Bobby taking on Brock at the Royal Rumble, you expect some funny business in this one. You just expect it. I'm not mad. It ends when Shelton and Cedric pull Bobby out and they start beating him up, and Seth just watches. So Bobby wins by DQ, but again, I get this one. You have 2 big people in this match. They cannot take a loss right now. So That's how I view it. Anyway, the Hurt Business, as the commentary team was still calling them for whatever reason, because Bobby and MVP, they're Hurt Business. Cedric and Shelton are just, you know, goons on the squad or whatever. But they beating him up for a little bit. They tried to do a suplex outside. Bobby double suplexes him. He does his little turnbuckle corner thing on Cedric. Cedric does a helicopter. Woo, 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 drops. Then he spears Shelton through the barricades. And then they're both laid out. And Seth is just watching on. About this time, you guessed it, here come the Usos jumping the rails, sliding in, double super kick on Seth. He's laid out. Usos leave. We the ones, or whatever it is they were saying, and that was the show. I would say this is a step down from the previous 2 weeks. I think they were really good shows. This one lacked a little bit, and I think the missing piece was Brock Lesnar. I think he brings a good energy to the show and then kind of elevates it, because I think the wrestlers are hyped to have Brock there. That's what it feels like, because I feel like there's more energy put forth by them. Not to say they're not trying, not to say that, but the Brock just brings a different energy to the show, and he wasn't there, so the show was a step down. Still a good show, still things move forward. The only bad thing was the Rhea Nikki thing again, in my opinion. Even the 24/7 segment was very, very short, and it's to help build Almost this week, so it's good. It's there for a reason. But that's the show. I saved you an hour, no, 2 hours. It's a 3 hour show, not a 2 hour show. I saved you an hour and 43 minutes. So you're welcome if you don't want to watch the show, but you want to know what's happening. I got you. I told you what to watch if you're just looking for the highlights. A lot of highlights, just I don't think anything over the top. Best thing of the night was definitely Kevin Owens Damian Priest match. Really good stuff. So that's it. If you like the video, like it. If you haven't subscribed to Wrestlebuddy yet, what are you doing? Just do it. You do that, then you can watch the Raw recaps. You can watch the Dynamite recaps. You can watch the podcast with me, Andy, and our little shit Zane. You get to watch alongs with it. We got a bunch of stuff for you to be checking out on YouTube. Interviews. We just did Al Snow with Devon Dudley last week. We got them for you, baby. Subscribe so you can see it all. Share this video with your friends. All of them. Let's get this thing going. I'm here to help people. I know people still don't seem to not want to watch Raw for some reason. I'm trying to help them, share some time, and maybe encourage them to go back into watching it, because it's very good right now. Best show on TV in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Watch the show, and if you're not watching that show, watch me. That's what I'm here for. So make sure you do all the other stuff I told you to do, and that's it. So thank you. Goodbye. Boom.